She didn't believe me when I told her my credit score was in the 800s. She said that was impossible if I had more than 2 credit cards. What's something you're sick of having to explain to people? Why we don't have kids. Whether or not we want kids is no one's business, and the fact that we're probably not able to is even less so. That just because I don't talk to people, doesn't mean I'm lonely. I'm perfectly fine being alone with myself. Alone does not equal lonely. I keep getting asked by an upbeat, extroverted teacher, why do you act so depressed? Is it a lifestyle choice or something? In response to being quiet and ignored by the more popular folk. The difference between type 1 and type 2 diabetes. As a type 1 diabetic, I get asked this all the time, or people confuse type 1 with type 2. They're very different diseases. Somebody replied, my daughter found out she was type 1 last November, aged 13. No, it's not her diet, her pancreas no longer produces insulin, but thanks. When people say shit like medication is bad, you should just try to eat better. And it's like you don't understand, I will literally just die. Yes, I can code, but no, I can't fix your PC that won't turn on for some reason. On the flip side, working in IT doesn't mean I can develop your application or design your website. I work IT in a hospital environment. My actual job is turning on ports on the switch for wall jacks that connect to medical equipment. Once I'm on site with medical personnel, they expect me to activate the port, ensure whatever machine I am plugging into works, and whatever possible issue they can think of while I'm there. Even when I say no in a polite way, they continue. Hey, can you figure out why this label printer isn't working for me? I really don't work with those machines, it would be a different department that can help you with that. Oh, it's okay, you're a smart IT guy, just take a look. I take a look. Yeah, I'm not sure about the issue, maybe restart it. Wow, I thought you guys could fix anything. Me holding in my inner rage. Next time my dog is sick, I'll bring him in and ask the doctors to fix him for me. Red-green color blindness. No, this doesn't mean I see the world in black and white. Now when it comes up, instead of playing the, what color is this? Game, I have a picture on my phones that illustrates how different color visions see things. Somebody replied, my stepdad has this. He says strawberries growing have the exact same color as their green leaves. I am an accountant for a private company and have to work extra hours during March and April while we have our financial statements audited. I am tired of having to explain, even to friends, that the reason I'm busy is not because it's tax season. Not all disabilities are visible. The judgment of people who are definitely not qualified to be weighing in gets so annoying. Well, you look just fine, so you don't need X. I'm epileptic and I've had people tell me I don't look epileptic. Whatever on earth that means. I used to get so annoyed having to explain to my friends and peers my strict parents not letting me go certain places, or to do basically anything. Why I'm deaf. Or how I became deaf. Or having to repeatedly explain that using your mouth to communicate doesn't work. My pain, and the things I can and can't do. Having an invisible disability is annoying. People either think you're lazy, lying, or a wimp. I even had to file a case with the EEOC against one employer after an interview with a woman who gave me a dressing down, asked me my disability rather than my limits, and told me I'd actually have to work and not sit around like those other 5-star hotels. It was a front desk position. All I wanted was a chair. She had me out of the room in less than 2 minutes after berating me for what she presumed to be laziness and hardly letting me speak at all. I'm not an overly emotional person, but I was so shocked that I left the interview crying. It fucking sucks. Before I got my current job a month ago, I only had about 6 other interviews over the course of 5 months. At most of them the recruiter would always be so confused about why I've lived in so many places, and it was so annoying and weird. I was a military kid, my parents moved when I was in college, and now I live in a completely different state from them because that's where my fiancé ended up. I don't really understand why that's confusing. People move more often now than they ever have. That you can be young and still have chronic illnesses, disabilities. I once made the mistake of explaining to a co-worker that I was applying for disability. She, mid-20s, healthy, able-bodied, didn't get its necessity, its purpose, who it's meant for. She got upset that some people get money and said that she should just get disability instead of working. Like, that's not how it works. It's not free money. It's my consolation prize for having a dying body, you knucklehead. Somebody replied, I used to work for Disney and we worked closely with Give Kids the World children. Among other things, they would get a pass where they could skip the line. I'd have parents complain, saying it must be nice. I wanted to tell them that I can guarantee those parents would gladly wait in line if it meant they had a healthy kid. Why we need to stop planting exotic plant species. I am an admin of butterfly gardening group. We try to gently explain to newcomers that tropical milkweed is horrific for the monarchs, but it's getting hard. So, I feel this. That the animals in the rescue center are rescues, and they do not inflict the injuries and illnesses they have on them. I'm having this issue with my rescue puppy. She was very skinny when we got her and we have been playing catch up for a month. We feed her double what the bag says. Trust me, she is fine. We go to the vet often. That I can produce quick work, or quality work. You can't have both. Got sick of explaining this to the same people over and over. So I quit my job. And got a better one. Quick, cheap, good. You only get two. The iron triangle. Or the conjoined triangles of success. That depression and anxiety take a toll on me more than people realize. I can't do some things due to it, and that's that. I have high-functioning clinical depression. I can hold down a job and keep myself relatively presentable for it even in the deepest throes of depression, but at the cost of pretty much everything else in my life. And then when I talk about my struggle, it's just, but you seem so happy all the time, you can't be depressed. That's the high-functioning part, yo. When I'm not here, I'm a miserable mess that can barely get out of bed. It just doesn't compute for most people. That my migraines are categorized as chronic migraines. I take a lot of medication to get down to 6 months. There is almost always pain rumbling around behind my left eye. So far I have been told my migraines are because I had kids too young, because I do not attend church enough, because I am separated, because I work rather than stay home, because I drink coffee, wine and soda, because I am not vegetarian or vegan, because I listen to rock and alternative music, I don't get enough exercise or fresh air or sex. I'm sure there's more, but trying to remember makes my head hurt. Oh, but nobody remembers to blame the car accident that gave me actual brain damage. Somebody replied, totally get this one. I have gotten so many of these. I've gotten the you eat gluten, you eat chocolate, you had alcohol, you haven't had kids yet. I've even had my mom tell me I should have a kid and try that. I told her hell no. That's not a reason to have kids, plus I'd be a single mom with a major disability. Because I pushed through my migraines and am in so much pain all the time I've lost vision in one eye. It's all so crazy. Migraines suck. Being poor isn't always a result of irresponsibility. That I need time for myself. Like, it's not that I need time away from you. I just need time with me. If I need free time, that means freedom from things, not freedom to do things. People hear free, and assume that means they can take it. Why I cut contact with family. If I say it once that they're toxic and my mental and physical health is better for not being involved with them, do not tell me to rethink it or ask me every few weeks why I still haven't reached out. If you require 5 years of experience, it isn't entry level. 5 grams is in the same family of radio frequencies as any other mobile spectrum. You're not walking next to a nuclear reactor if you're near a 5 grams tower. I'm so tired of that conversation and I wish people just paid more attention in school. The difference between a debit card versus a credit card. Yeah, I have to explain this to adults on a daily basis. My mom gets on to me for using credit for everything, daily purchases, bills, etc. I pay it off monthly and have never paid interest. Just don't spend outside your income. I get cash back, so I actually get paid to use my credit. Why would I use my debit? As a bonus, fraud on your debit card is more inconvenient than fraud on your credit card. The bank will fight harder and quicker to fix their money and you're not out any actual funds in the meantime. I get it though, spending on credit can easily get out of control. I didn't get a credit card until I was in my 30s. I had serious debt PTSD from my parents being incredibly irresponsible with credit and loans and my older brother following suit. When I got one, my mom was all up on my ass for being irresponsible and ruining my life. She didn't believe me when I told her my credit score was in the 800s. She said that was impossible if I had more than 2 credit cards. Somebody replied, "You gotta love when people who have terrible debt management skills think they know anything about credit scores." I hope you enjoyed today's video. As for me, I am sick of having to explain to people they need to subscribe.